Hey families, it's Mrs. Davis, and I wanted to shoot you this quick little video. Summer is coming to a close, and that means it's time for school, and I know that some of you have been out already buying school supplies and getting ready for first grade. I wanted to share with you some tips for finding the right school supplies for first grade. And so I just thought I'd share with you some things that I think are really helpful to use in first grade. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to share with you is crayons. Now we use a lot of crayons, and we do a lot of coloring and do a lot of projects in first grade, and I recommend the box of 24 because it gives them some choices, but also some limits too. It's not too many, just right. And this box includes, skin color and gray, and so the 24 box seems to be the just right fit for first grade. Now, I also saw this at Walmart that I thought this was really handy and nifty, and it is a crayon holder for the 24 size crayons. And you can just, because this box will, like after the first week, will be just totally destroyed. So this I thought was a good choice. I think it was like only $1. So 24 crayons. And hey, while you're shopping, this time of the year is a great time to pick up extras. You can keep a box at home, and then if your child, say in January, says, "Mom, I need some crayons," or just has lost some of theirs, then inexpensive replacement, you already have it. If you want to, this is totally optional, but a lot of students like to use markers for coloring, and sometimes that will be an okay choice. And so if you want to, you can pick up a box of 10 markers, and those are also a good price at this time of the year. We do, as I said before, a lot of artwork and a lot of activities that involve cutting. So these type of scissors with the blunt tip are really the safest, I think, for young learners. And if you've already purchased your scissors and they have a little pointed tip, that's totally fine. And again, if you want to get an extra pair for home, because sometimes some of the homework assignments will involve cutting. So these type of scissors are the best. I think the #1 brand is the Fiskar, and those are really durable. Any kind of pencil is fine. Some students like colorful pencils. It doesn't really matter. I would buy several to have some at home again, and then send some to school. Pre-sharpened would be great if you can already sharpen those before they come on that first day. Now the cool thing about pencils is that they last a long time normally. However, erasers normally end up wearing out. So what I suggest is picking up, I love these erasers, and they're not expensive, and there's a lot of them. And so when this wears down, they just pop one of these on, and they use these, and they do really well with these erasers. So I suggest these little pencil topper type. I think the best way for the students to keep their supplies organized, because in first grade we have desks as opposed to just tables. So they have to be responsible for their supplies in their student desks. And these little plastic bins seem to be the best choice, because a lot of things can go in there. Their crayons can go in there, unless, if you buy one of these little crayon boxes, that would eliminate them from being all in here. But their glue, their scissors, their pencil, everything can go in here. And we do a lot of work in different spaces in the room, so this crayon box or this bin type holder of school supplies seems to be the most durable and the easiest for them to get their supplies and travel with. So, and they're really inexpensive. And also, as I mentioned before, we do a lot of art and a lot of activities that involve cutting and gluing. So some white glue for some of those projects that involve heavy gluing. We need some white glue. And then these lovely glue sticks, which don't last very long. So I suggest purchasing as many as you can for the year because they will run out of these quickly. So the glue sticks and the chubby ones are good, but they do take up a lot of space in the box. So the skinnier ones I think are the best. Now on to some other things that I think are definitely a must for first grade. These 2-pocket folders are going to be needed. We're going to use one for homework and then one in class for different collecting of papers. And any kind of folder, it doesn't have to be a certain color, it can be any kind of a design that your child likes, it's fine. So 2 of these will be helpful. And the paper ones are easier to label, but you know, it's totally your choice. Also, one subject spirally notebook. Now we use these for different purposes, but definitely for math. So we do a lot of our math work in our spiral. And so pick up a couple of these because we will use up probably at least 1.5 before the year's over. So just these simple one subject, I call them spiral notebooks. So we definitely use those. And then this one is really important. I would say this is probably the #1 thing that I use in my classroom that maybe other teachers don't. So this is definitely, I would say, something different that you might not be aware of. But we do a lot of learning in the classroom in different spaces. So we'll be up at the front, or they might be working with a partner on the floor in different parts of the room. And so they need I call this like their portable desktop. So it's just a simple clipboard. Now the plastic ones to me are definitely more attractive. However, we have found that if a student leaves these on the floor, sometimes they get stepped on and they will crack really easy, and then you just have to throw them away. So these are the better looking clipboard, but the one I think it's like made out of wood or something, but this is more durable. Not good looking at all, but definitely durable. But so every student needs a clipboard. That is definitely a must. And then I'm not sure on the supply list if one was sent out this year, but definitely some headphones are going to be an essential. We do a lot of activities using technology. And a student having their own headphones is definitely a benefit. Now, I do have a few pair of headphones in my room, but when a student has their own, they can take them with them to a center where that involves listening, whether it's an iPad or a desktop or a CD player. So having their own headphones is definitely important, and they do a lot of work on the Chromebooks too. And I think, too, even for, sanitary reasons, your child is the only one that uses their headphones. So I think that's important, too. So the style is totally your choice. Don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money on headphones. Just get a pair that works for your child and just send them in on the first day of school, and we'll make sure that the headphones are labeled and stored with your child's name on them so that they can use them for learning. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that concludes the first grade supply list. Also, we do appreciate if you donate tissues, hand sanitizer, soap, and any small little prizes or candy can also be helpful to the classroom. Oh, yes, this was something too that I think would be a good little essential. These little wet wipes, little wet ones. We have snack in our classroom, and we do different things with food, and these are just handy. So if you want to pick up a pack of wet wipes and either donate them or send them in with your child. That's, I think, is a really handy thing for school. Well, I hope this little video has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you soon.